Hallelujah. All praises to our Heavenly Father, the I am that I am, the Ancient of Days. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything, for this brand new year. This is the beginning of the first biblical year. The beginning of the first biblical year. So this is a new year. All praises to Him for everything. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything. And thank you for your interest in this new moon report. Thank you for your interest. We had a 2 days new moon day. Thank you for your interest in this new moon report. So this is the beginning of the month. Okay, this is the beginning of the month. This month we are going to have the Passover. The Passover is in this month. It's gonna be like 13 days really at this point. 13 days from today we'll celebrate the Passover, but I'm going to give you more information about that towards the end of this video, about the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. But first, let's get to the new moon report. So today being a new moon day, today is a new moon day, and this is the beginning of the month. This is the beginning of the month. Remember that our Heavenly Father told us to walk for 6 days. Work shall be done for 6 days, and you rest on the seventh day. Work 6 days, rest on the seventh day. So as you can see in this calendar right here, so a new moon day is a worship day, and then after you observe the new moon worship, then you work for 6 days, and then you rest on the seventh day. That's how it works. If you look at Ezekiel chapter 46, Ezekiel chapter 46 verse 1 to 3, Ezekiel 46 verse 1 to 3, you will see that our Heavenly Father clearly told us to observe a new moon day. If you look at Nehemiah chapter 8, in Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 1 to 12, you will see that the Israelites observed the new moon day. On a new moon day, we are supposed to worship on a new moon day. It's a worship day. It's a worship day. You will even see in Colossians chapter 2. Colossians chapter 2, you will see Paul, the apostle. Colossians chapter 2, verse 1 to verse 16. Colossians 2, 1 to 16, you will see that Paul was telling the early followers of Christ to not let anybody judge them or condemn them for observing the Sabbath days, the feast days, and the new moon days. So they were observing new moon days, and you cannot observe a new moon day using a Gregorian calendar. It's impossible, because the new moon day is not found in the Gregorian calendar. So this is the new moon day. So being a new moon day, like today we had a worship. We met together and we worshiped together. We do that over Skype. I'm going to give you more information about that at the end of this video. If you would like to join us for new moon worship, we do that on Skype on the internet. So it doesn't really matter where you are in the world, you can join us for new moon worship. So today being a new moon day, right? The fact that today is a new moon day, that's the beginning of the month. So tomorrow will be the first work day of the week. Tomorrow will be the first work day of the week. Today is a new moon day. Tomorrow will be the first work day of the week, and then we'll work for 6 days and rest on the seventh day. So basically this is how it works. The beginning of the month you have a new moon day, and then you work for 6 days. The first work day, second work day, third work day, fourth work day, fifth work day, sixth work day, and then the seventh day. Usually on the seventh day of the week, the moon will be 50% full. The moon will be 50% full, letting you know that that's a Sabbath day. So whenever you see that the moon is half full, like 50% full, that's a Sabbath day right there. So, and that's not a coincidence. That is not a coincidence. So we observe our Sabbath day on the seventh day. After we observe our Sabbath day, the next day we go back to work. We go back to work. First work day of the week, second work day of the week, third work day of the week, fourth work day of the week, fifth work day of the week, sixth work day of the week, And then the 7th day, we arrive on the second Sabbath of the month. On this second Sabbath of the month, the moon will be 100% full. You will have a 100% full moon on the second Sabbath of the month. Again, my brothers, my sisters, I'm telling you, please, this is not a coincidence. That's the reason why it happens this way. This is not a coincidence. It happens this way so that wherever you are in the world, whether you are in an island or you are in a cave or wherever you are, you will be able to observe the Sabbath in the same day that I observe it, because there's only one calendar, which is the sun and the moon. So on the second Sabbath of the month, the moon will typically be 100% full. Whenever you see 100% moon, that is the second Sabbath of the month right there. So we observe our Sabbath day, and then the next day we go back to work again. Remember the concept our Heavenly Father told us, work shall be done for 6 days and you rest on the 7th day. So the next day we go back to work. First work day of the week, second work day of the week, third work day of the week, fourth work day of the week, fifth work day of the week, sixth work day of the week, and then the 7th day again the moon will be 50% full again on the third Sabbath of the month. On the third Sabbath of the month, the moon on the third Sabbath of the month, the moon will be 50% full again. We observe our Sabbath. After we observe our Sabbath, then the next day we go back to work again. We go back to work, and then that's first work day of the week, second work day of the week, third work day of the week, fourth work day of the week, fifth work day of the week, and then the sixth work day of the week, and then the 7th day we observe our Sabbath on that will be the last Sabbath of the month. There are 4 Sabbaths in every month. 4 Sabbaths in every month. So we observe our Sabbath on the last Sabbath of the month. The next day automatically will be a new moon day. So at the end of the 4th Sabbath of the month, there's always 4 Sabbaths in a month. 4 Sabbaths in every month. So when we observe the last Sabbath of the month on the 29th, after we observe the last Sabbath of the month, the next day is automatically a new moon day. The next day will be a new moon day, and you will either have a 1-day new moon day or you have a 2 days new moon day. You either have a 1-day new moon day or you have a 2 days new moon day. You will see this in First Samuel chapter 20. In First Samuel chapter 20, they had a 2 days new moon day. It alternates. This month it will be a 1-day new moon day. Next month it will be a 2 days new moon day. The month after that will be a 1-day new moon day. That's how it goes. So this is how it works. This is it's very simple. Our Creator made this thing so simple. It's so simple that anybody can understand this if you pay attention to it. This is the calendar that our Creator created for us to use. This is the calendar that the ancient Israelites used when they were in the wilderness, or when they were in their land. This is the calendar that they were using. I'm going to get to that in a moment. So this is how it works. So based on this calculation, for this month that we just entered right now, for the next month, for the next 4 Sundays will be the Sabbath. The next 4 Sundays, the next 4 Sabbath will be on Sundays. The Sabbath is not always on Sunday, but if you understand how this works and you follow it and you count it properly, today is March 18, 2018, Sunday, March the 18th, March 2018. So if you count 7 days from today, that will put you to March the 25th. 7 days from today will put you to March 25th. The 25th of March will be the next Sabbath day. The next Sabbath day will be the 25th of March 2018. That will be on a Sunday. That will be the first Sabbath of the month. The first Sabbath of the first month will be on Sunday, March 25th, 2018. And that will start from the dawn. The Sabbath begins from dawn to dawn, from the morning of March 25th to the morning of March the 26th. The day begins from dawn to dawn, not from evening to evening. You might want to look under this video, and you will see a link to a video that says that the day begins from dawn to dawn. Look under this video, you will see that. I'm going to give you a little bit more information as we go in this video. But right now, the next Sabbath of the month will be on March the 25th, 2018. After that, the second Sabbath of the month will be on April 1st, Sunday, April 1st, 2018 will be the second Sabbath of the month. And on that second Sabbath of the month, if you go outside and you look on the night of at the end of that will be March 31st. If you go outside and look on the evening of March March 31st, you will see that the moon will be a full moon. The moon will be a full moon. So the second Sabbath of the month will be on April 1st. April 1st will be the second Sabbath of the month. If you look outside on that evening also, the moon will look kind of full. This is not a coincidence. And then after that, we go over to the third Sabbath of the month will be on March the 8th. April 8th. April 8th, Sunday, April 8th will be the third Sabbath of the month. April 8th, Sunday, April 8th will be the third Sabbath of the month. And then we observe our Sabbath again. If you go outside and look on the evening of April 7th, in the night of April 7th, if you look outside, you will see that the moon is going to look 50% full. And then the next day on April 8th will be the third Sabbath of the month. Again, the Sabbath will begin from dawn to dawn, from the morning of April 8th, Sunday, to the morning of April 9th. That's when the Sabbath will be at dawn, before the sun comes up, at dawn. That's again, look under this video and you will see the video that says that the day begins from dawn to dawn, and you will see all the scriptures that shows that the day begins from dawn to dawn. So we observe our Sabbath on the third Sabbath of the month, and then the next day we go to work. The last Sabbath of the month, will be on April 15th, the 15th of April, Sunday, April 15th, 2018 will be the last Sabbath of the month. Then we observe our Sabbath on April 15th, Sunday, April 15th. We observe our Sabbath the next day. So the Sabbath will be from the dawn, from the morning of April 15th to the morning of April 16th. The morning of April 15th to the morning of April 16th. So that's when the Sabbath will be. We observe our Sabbath that day, April 16th. The Monday, April 16th, will be a new moon day. The 16th of April 2018 will be the next new moon day. 16th of April 2018 will be the next new moon day. On the evening of that new moon day, make sure that you go out to see if you will see the first crescent of the moon. You're supposed to go out in the evening of the new moon day. That's how it works. So in the evening of the new moon day, you go out to look to see if you will see the moon. If you see the moon in the evening of the new moon day, then the next day you go to your work. You go and work for 6 days, and then you observe the Sabbath. So we want to make sure that we go out on the evening of the 16th of the evening of 16th of April, April 16th, 2018. That's going to be the next day. And remember that in the morning we have to worship first. After worship, then we will go out and we celebrate like they did in Nehemiah chapter 8. Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 1 to 12. That's where you're going to see how the Israelites observed the new moon day. Then after that, we in the evening go out and work. If you see the first crescent of the moon, then the next day you go on to your work. Go and work for 6 days. If you don't see the first crescent of the moon, then you know that you just had a 2 days new moon day. So it is either 1 day new moon or a 2 days new moon. In First Samuel chapter 20, they had a 2 days new moon day. So that's how it works. So be mindful of April, Monday, April 16, 2018. Monday, April 16, 2018 will be the next new moon day. And in the evening, go out and look towards the west. You should be able to see the first crescent of the moon. So that's how it works. This may be your first time of seeing this kind of information. This may be your first time of knowing that the Sabbath is not on Saturday and the Sabbath is not on Sunday. This may be your first time, and you may be wondering, what is this? Is this biblical? Are we supposed to keep the Sabbath this way? Is there some places in the Bible that actually shows this? Yes, there are places in the Bible that shows that the sun and the moon is what our Heavenly Father gave us to be our calendar. The Sabbath is regulated by the moon, as you can see from these calendars. It's not coincident that the moon changes the phases every night and walks this way. This is the perfect, the Most High, our Heavenly Father Yah, put his calendar in the sky where nobody can touch it. So this is biblical. If you look at Genesis chapter 1, Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 to verse 16, Genesis 1:14 to verse 16, you will clearly see that it says that our Heavenly Father, made the sun and the moon for us to use it as our calendar. Please read Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 to verse 16. Genesis 1:14 to 16 shows that our Heavenly Father made the sun and the moon for us to use it, for seasons, for times, for years. It's supposed to be used as a calendar. Read Genesis chapter 1 verse 14 to 16 and you will see that. You will also see Psalm 104 verse 19. According to Psalm 104 verse 19, it also shows that our Heavenly Father gave us, the sun and the moon for us to use it for seasons. So this is really, it's biblical. There's no argument about this. This is the way that the children of Israel observe their calendar, observe their Sabbath. You will also see in the book of Enoch. If you look in the book of Enoch or the book of Sirach, first to the book of Sirach chapter 43. If you read in the Apocrypha, if you don't have it, you can Google it. Google Sirach chapter 43. Please, I'm pleading with you. Read all of these places. Please read all of these places. If you read Sirach chapter 43, verse 6 to verse 8, Sirach 43 or Ecclesiasticus, sometimes it's called Ecclesiasticus, but just Google Sirach chapter 43, verse 6 to verse 8. You will clearly see what it says about the sun and the moon. And then another place you need to read is the book of Enoch. You can also Google the book of Enoch. You don't have to have it in order to read it. You can Google these books and you will clearly see. So the Most High God, our Heavenly Father, Yah, the I Am that I Am, the Ancient of Days, He gave us the moon and the sun for us to use it as our calendar. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you and I will be able to observe the Sabbath on the same day. That cannot happen with a man-made calendar. But with the sun and the moon being not in the sky, we only have one moon and one sun. So our Heavenly Father gave us His calendar for us to use it as our Heavenly Father gave us the moon for us to use it as our calendar. That's why the phases of the moon changes every night. This is really simple, and He did it this way so that wherever you are, like right now that His people are scattered in the four corners of the earth, it doesn't matter where they are, they will be able to observe the Sabbath in the same day. This is beautiful. This is amazing. The Most High God is wise, and He put His calendar in the sky where nobody can touch it. This is amazing. This is beautiful. So this is how it works. You will also see in the book of First Samuel chapter 20. In First Samuel chapter 20, it clearly shows that the Most High, that the ancient Israelite was using the moon as their calendar. Please read First Samuel chapter 20. First Samuel chapter 20. Read the whole chapter. You read about David, Saul, Jonathan, you will see that the Israelite was using the moon as their calendar. It's really that simple. We have a problem today, because if you choose to study this today, if you begin to look into this, you will start seeing videos on YouTube, videos that are being uploaded by pastors and individuals that will be making videos and putting it on YouTube, and they'll be telling you that, oh, the Sabbath never changed. The Sabbath never changed. The Sabbath has always been on the seventh day. The Sabbath has always been, and they mean to tell you that the Sabbath is always on the Saturday. No, the ancient Israelite did not observe the Sabbath on Saturday, because there was not even a Saturday at that time. There was no Saturday. But these people on YouTube and on TVs are going to be making videos telling you that the Sabbath never changed, that Saturday has always been the Sabbath. That is not true. Because when they say that the Sabbath never changed, they are contradicting Hosea chapter 2 verse 11. Hosea chapter 2 verse 11 shows that the Sabbath was lost. The Sabbath changed. It was lost, according to Hosea chapter 2 verse 11. You will also see in the book of Lamentations, according to the book of Lamentations chapter 2. Please read the whole chapter of Lamentations chapter 2. You will clearly see that the Sabbath was lost. So when these preachers are making videos and saying that the Sabbath never changed, it's either they are lying and the Bible is telling the truth, or they are telling the truth and the Bible is lying. Because that argument that they are making that the Sabbath never changed, that contradicts Hosea chapter 2 verse 11. That contradicts Lamentations chapter 2. So, but the reason why they're doing this is because they know that if they actually present the true biblical Sabbath that it's regulated by the moon, they will lose their members. That's why they're doing this. That's why they are speaking against it. Another argument that they also make, if you begin to study this online, another argument that they will make is that they will tell you, they will say, well, there are some extra days. The problem with the lunar Sabbath is that there are some extra days. This is what they will say. There are some extra days. No, there is no extra day. They are talking about the new moon day. They're saying that there are some days that are left over. There is no day that is left over. Those days that they are referring to is the new moon day. It's not some random extra day. They are referring to the new moon day. And according to Ezekiel chapter 46 verse 1 to 3, we are supposed to observe the new moon day. We're supposed to observe and worship on the new moon day. So that's what happens when you begin to look on YouTube or other places. You're going to start seeing all these videos that will be trying to convince you that the Sabbath is on Saturday, the Sabbath never changed, the Sabbath is on Saturday. That is not true. That is not true. So according to all these scriptures, like as I said, I've mentioned all these scriptures, like First Samuel chapter 20. First Samuel chapter 20 clearly shows that. Even in Isaiah chapter 66, Isaiah chapter 66 shows that in the kingdom, it says in Isaiah chapter 66 verse 22 to 23, Isaiah 66 22 to 23, our Heavenly Father says that as the new heaven and the new earth which He will create will last, that from one new moon to another and one Sabbath to another, that all flesh will come and worship before Him. This prophecy has not been fulfilled yet. It has not been fulfilled yet. But it also shows you that our Heavenly Father are not going to be using a man-made calendar. So that's the thing. This is Isaiah chapter 66. This man-made calendar right here, this is a pagan calendar. This is a pagan calendar. This calendar is a complete, absolute man-made calendar. This is not the calendar that the ancient Israelite was using. It's not the calendar that the ancient Israelite was using. This is a man-made calendar, and it was made in AD 1582 AD by a Roman Catholic Pope. You know what? Just take a look at this. Just watch this. This is a little history. This is a little history about the current modern day calendar. Check this out, and then we'll continue.
Why do we celebrate January 1st as the new year? Why are half of our months named after numbers and the other after Roman religious practices and leaders? Have we always counted days, weeks, months, and years like this? What's with that Mayan calendar thing? There were a number of calendars in early human history. You had the Hebrew calendar, the Egyptian calendar, the Greek calendar, Chinese calendar, Babylonian calendar, and others. The one we use today in the Western world originated from the Roman calendar. Incidentally, the early Roman calendar evolved from that of the Greeks. It was basically a lunar calendar with an extra month inserted every so often to keep the months in step with the seasons. They were named Martius, Aprilis, Maia, Junius, Quintilis, Sextilis, September, October, November, December, Januarius, and Februarius. These names have pretty much been the same since the past 2,500 years. Unlike today, the Roman year began with March. The calendar consisted of 355 days, which was about 12 lunar months. The intercalary month, Mercedonius, was added when needed at the end of February. So when that happened, February was shortened to 23 days. Julius Caesar took it upon himself to bring the calendar in line with the seasons. He ordered 3 intercalary months should be added at the end of the year, and rearranged the length of the months, giving them their present duration. He eventually rejected the lunar month entirely and adopted the solar year, which had an average length of 365.25 days. The 4-year leap year cycle was added to resolve the 25th of a day. The reforms took place on January 1, 45 BCE. This changed the beginning of the year from March 1st to January 1st as we know it today. The calendar was called the Julian calendar for obvious reasons. The 7-day week was followed by Judaism and Islam. The week was set around a day of rest and religious practices. Romans didn't have a day of rest, so their 8-day week cycled around market days. Eventually, astrologers assigned a planet to rule each of the 24 hours of the day in a continual sequence. This led to the Roman 7-day cycle. Saturn, the Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, and Venus became Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The names of the first 6 months are partially derived through the fact that certain Roman gods had feast days or times centered around them. For example, Janus was the god of beginning, so January was used for the name of the first month of the year. The month of March was the time that soldiers would begin war, so it was named after the god of war, Mars. The other 2 months were named after Roman leaders, and the rest of the months were just named after the number of the month that they were. October, 8th month, November, 9th month. The Julian calendar was simple, which made everything seem fine and dandy, but there was a small problem, a problem that added up every year. The 365.25 day year is 11 minutes and 15 seconds longer than the true length of the tropical year. After 128 years, the season begins a whole day earlier. The Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans didn't have an issue with days not lining up perfectly, but the Christian church did. You see, they wanted to make sure that the religious holidays they celebrated were on their actual days. Pope Gregory XIII took it upon himself to resolve this problem and came up with the Gregorian calendar. The changes he enacted resolved the shift at the beginning of each year, set a standard for the length of a year in days, minutes, and seconds, among other things. The changes were not accepted in England and the British colonies in America until 1752. By then, the English calendar was off by 11 days compared to the calendar of continental Europe. Because of this, dates of events such as the timeline of historical figures will often have 2 dates. The Gregorian is called the New Style and the Julian the Old Style. The birth of Isaac Newton was the 25th of December, 1642 in accordance to the Old Style, but was the 4th of January, 1643 in accordance to the New Style. In the Middle Ages, New Year celebrations were abolished due to their pagan origins, but the celebrations were started again in 1582. The modern calendar can't be credited to one specific person. It's pretty much the Gregorian calendar, but with an addition of dates for Christian celebrations and the way years are numbered. Oh, and about the 2012 Mayan prophecy stating the end of the world, don't worry about that, it's a bunch of bunk.
So as you can see, the Gregorian calendar is a man-made calendar. The Gregorian calendar was made by Pope Gregory, a Roman Catholic Pope. This calendar is a man-made calendar, and this is not the calendar that we're supposed to be using to observe the Sabbath. Because when our Heavenly Father gave us the law to keep the Sabbath, He also gave us, He wanted us to keep it according to His calendar. Because in the beginning, during the creation, He created the sun and the moon for us to use it as our calendar, according to Genesis chapter 1, verse 14 to verse 16. It's very clear, and also Psalm 104, verse 19. So He did not want us to wait for the Europeans to make a pagan man-made calendar before we can keep the Sabbath. No. First Samuel chapter 20 clearly shows that the ancient Israelite was using the moon to observe the Sabbath as their calendar. You will also see Nehemiah chapter 8 verse 1 to 12 that they were observing the new moon day. Even in the Gospels, if you go to Colossians, the book of Colossians chapter 2, Paul was telling the early followers of Christ not to let anybody condemn them or judge them for observing the Sabbath days, the new moon days, and the feast days. It's impossible to observe a new moon day in a man-made calendar. So this calendar is a pagan calendar. The Gregorian calendar is a pagan calendar. That was not the calendar that the ancient Israelites used to observe the Sabbath, and you should not be using it to observe the Sabbath. You need to go back and start using your Creator's calendar, which is the sun and the moon. That's why we're using it. This is really, really simple. It's not a rocket science. It's very easy to understand. Very, very easy to understand. If you have any question, or you can look under this video, you will see some links. I put a link to other videos that will give you more information. So at the beginning of the month, you have a new moon day, and then you work for 6 days. You observe your Sabbath, and then after you observe your Sabbath, the next day you go to work. You work for 6 days. You rest. You observe your Sabbath, and then the next day you go to work. It's that simple. It's really, really, really simple. Very, very simple. So that's basically what's going on. That's how this thing works. It's very simple, very easy to understand. But in the beginning, you may have a little bit of problem in understanding it or whatever, because you're used to the Gregorian calendar. That may happen in the beginning. You're more than welcome to contact me if you need any help in understanding this. You're more than welcome to contact me. So this is what's going to happen. If you have any question about this, like as I said, please feel free to contact me. We meet on the new moon day for new moon worship. We meet for new moon worship on the new moon day, and we also meet on the Sabbath days. So for all these days that the Sabbath will fall on, we are going to be meeting for worship. You are more than welcome to join us on Skype. You can contact me on Skype. I'm going to put my information at the end, but right now I want to give you a little bit of information about the Passover, because the Passover is ahead of us right now. The Passover is going to be on March 30th, the 30th of March, Friday, March 30th. Friday, March 30th will be the Passover. You need to observe the Passover. It's very important. Actually look under this video. If you look under this video, you will see a link that will give you information about the Passover. It's called God's New Year and Passover 2018. God's New Year and Passover 2018. It's under this video. You can watch it. I put a lot of information about how to observe the Passover, when the Passover is going to be, how to observe the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which comes after Passover. I put a lot of information into that video. So the link is under this video. You can watch it so you can get more information about the next Passover. And again, you are more than welcome to contact me anytime. Another thing that I want to mention is when the day begins. The day begins from dawn to dawn. The day begins from dawn to dawn, not from evening to evening. The day begins from dawn to dawn. From that period of time before the sun comes up. That period of time where some area in the sky is dark, the west is dark, the east is brightening up and lighting up and brightening up. That's called dawn. The day begins from dawn to dawn, not from evening to evening. If you look in Joshua, let me give you a few examples. If you look in the book of Joshua chapter 6, the book of Joshua chapter 6 verse 15, Joshua 6:15, you will see that when the Israelite was marching around the wall of Jericho, they were commanded to march around the wall of Jericho. Now, when they were marching around for 6 days, on the seventh day, they went to march at dawn, not in the evening, at dawn. Please read book of Joshua. If you read the book of Joshua, you will see in Joshua chapter 6 verse 15, when they marched around Jericho, they marched on the seventh day. They went to march at dawn. Another place you will also see in the book of Matthew chapter 28 verse 1. According to Matthew chapter 28 verse 1, it makes it very clear that the day begins from dawn to dawn, from morning, not from evening, from morning, not from evening. Again, please look under this video. You will see a description. You will see a link that will take you to a video titled "The Day Begins from Dawn to Dawn." The day begins from dawn to dawn. It's going to give you a lot of information, lots of scriptures that shows that the day begins from dawn to dawn. The day is not from evening to evening. The day is from morning to morning. So for all these days that the Sabbath will fall on, for all these days The days are going to begin from dawn to dawn, from morning to morning, not from evening to evening. Again, like as I said, you are more than welcome to contact me. If you have any question, you can contact me through Skype. First of all, you can call me. You can call me at this number. You're more than welcome to call me at this number. You can also text me at this number. You can call or text me. You're more than welcome to call or text me at this number if you have any question. We also meet on a Sabbath day and on the new moon day, and we do that over Skype. So you can contact me on Skype. If you would like to join us for our new moon worship, you are more than welcome to contact me on Skype. Just download the Skype app. You are going to need a Skype app in order to join us. You will need a Skype app. Download the Skype app on your phone or go and sign up with your computer. After you sign up, or you download the app on your phone and sign up with Skype. After you sign up, put my email address, Coming Kingdom Broadcast. Type that into Skype. As soon as you type that in, you will be able to see my logo, and you can contact me and send me a message if you would like to join us for new moon worship or for Sabbath worship. We meet on Sabbath days. We meet on the Sabbath days. We do it over the Skype. We are all over the world. We are scattered all over the world. There are some people all over the world, everywhere. We're in different parts of the world, and you can join us over Skype wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are, you can join us on Skype. So feel free to contact me if you would like to join us for worship on the Sabbath day or on the new moon day. We also meet on Tuesdays. We meet on Tuesday for a very, very in-depth, hardcore Bible study. We study the law. We spend a lot of time studying the law. So feel free to join us on Tuesdays if you would like to fellowship or worship with the people that, if you would like to do that, you're more than welcome. We do that on Skype. You can join us over Skype. It's easy. Download the Skype app on your phone. Go to wherever you download your app and download Skype. Download the Skype app on your phone and sign up, and then send me a message if you would like to join us. You can also contact me. You're more than welcome to contact me through WhatsApp. Yes, we now have a WhatsApp account. So you can take this phone number right here, and if you already have a WhatsApp, just save this phone number on your phone. Save this phone number on your phone, and then look for Coming Kingdom Broadcast on WhatsApp. You should be able to see my logo and send me a message on WhatsApp. For those of you who are in foreign countries, like I know we're all over the world, you can call me on WhatsApp. You can send me a message. You can call me. If you have any question about any of this, feel free to contact me on WhatsApp. Feel free to contact me. You can call or send me a text message through WhatsApp. We now have a WhatsApp. Very soon, I'm going to be unveiling other platforms that we are going to be using, because I want to make it very easy for people to be able to contact, be able to ask questions, be able to join whatever. I want to make it easy for people. So I'm very happy. All praises to our Heavenly Father that we now have a WhatsApp. Just take this phone number and save it on your phone. If you already have a WhatsApp, just save this phone number and find me on WhatsApp, and you can call me. You can text me, send me a text message if you have any question through WhatsApp. It's a very good platform. So I thank our Heavenly Father for that. So if you have any question, feel free to contact me from any of these ways, through Skype, through text message, or calling, or through WhatsApp. You're more than welcome. You can also find me on Twitter. We are also on Twitter. If you are on Twitter, you can go to Twitter and type in Coming Kingdom Broadcast. Type that into Skype, and you can follow me on Twitter. I'm not very active on Twitter right now, unless if people begin to follow me on Twitter. If people begin to do that, then I'll become active. Right now, you can definitely get me through WhatsApp and through Skype. So that's the main platform. But we're still on Twitter. You can still contact me on Twitter if you want to, through WhatsApp, whatever works for you. That's up to you. So these are the ways you can contact me if you have any question about this. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. I give our Heavenly Father all praises and all glory and all adoration. This is the beginning of the first biblical month, and the Passover is coming up. We're going to be observing the Passover. So if you have any question about this, feel free to contact me. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything, and I thank you for spending your time to watch this presentation. I look forward to hearing from you if you have any question. But you need to begin to observe the Sabbath, and you need to do it according to the moon. You need to use the lunar calendar to observe the Sabbath, because that's the moon is the calendar that the Most High put up in the sky for us to use as our calendar. He put the moon in the sky. That's the reason why the phases of the moon changes every night. So the Sabbath is not on Saturday, the Sabbath is not on Sunday, the Sabbath is regulated by the moon. So all praises to our Heavenly Father. I thank our Heavenly Father for this brand new month, the first month of the first year. I thank Him, and I thank you for spending your time to watch this presentation. Feel free to contact me anytime. May the Most High protect and guide you and open your eyes, but you have to do some work. You have to take some responsibility. Now that you know about this, you need to now put it into practice. You now need to put it into practice. You don't sit around and pray that the Most High will open your eyes. You need to wake up and put these things into practice. Like James says, or like Paul says in Romans 2:13. This is very, very important. Look under this video. I have different links to the app that will give you more information. Just look under this video. You will see different links. Try to check out that video that said that the day begins from dawn to dawn. Watch that video, and feel free to contact me anytime. I thank our Heavenly Father for everything, and thank you for spending your time to watch this presentation. May Yah protect and guide you and be with you. Thank you.